Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to this edition of Coffee and Tea with Justin and Tashina. I'm Justin.
I'm Tashina. That was very enthusiastic.
Well, I'm feeling very enthusiastic, Tashina.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you're so beautiful and I love you so much.
I love you
so
too.
happy to be here with you.
I'm happy to be here with you too.
In today's episode, we talk about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, one of my favorite topics.
One of Tashina's favorite topics. We talk about Yellowstone. We talk about wolves. We talk about...
Rhian.
We talk about Rhian. We talk about Rhian's dog. We talk about some ideas we have for this podcast and fun things we think we might want to do with it in the future.
We talk about things we're excited about this week that are offline.
True. Offline and not work related.
Yes.
And Tashina's about to sneeze.
Yep.
Run to sneeze. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless your adorable little heart. What else do we talk about today, Tashina?
I think that sums it up pretty well.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Well, before the caffeine wears off, what are some things that you're grateful for?
I'm grateful. So yesterday I was pretty open about having a hard time, and I'm grateful for the people that checked in on me.
Oh, nice.
I'm
That's
grateful
awesome.
for you for being there, obviously, too. But I feel like I'm always saying I'm grateful for you because I am. But I'm grateful for the people who checked in on me. I really appreciated that.
Not to poke at that wound, but I just realized that we didn't talk about something that happened yesterday, which was pretty intense, which was you breaking down and crying in the kitchen.
Yep.
About your biscuits.
Yep.
Oh, did you intentionally not bring that up?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Forget I said anything. I thought that you would want to talk about it because it was so out of character.
It was very out of character.
But we won't get into it.
Thank you.
Now or in the episode you're about to watch. It will not be addressed.
No. So what are you thankful for?
I am grateful. I'm definitely grateful for you. I was reflecting on this earlier, which is that I think in my being tired from getting up at 5:30 and just everything that's going on, I think my irritability has been slowly increasing. And you're the only person around me, so obviously if it's going to come out, it's going to come out in our interactions. And I'm grateful that you've been understanding that we're both going through some stuff and that you haven't taken it super personally and that you've just sort of been there for me. Yeah. So I'm sorry if I don't know if I've seemed more irritable or on edge, but if I have, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm also grateful that we were able to take yesterday and do a complete shift of what the plan was.
Yeah.
And that we were both okay with it.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times you can be really hard on yourself about that. And I think yesterday you weren't. And I'm really grateful to see that growth in you because I think it's super, super healthy. And I'm grateful that you are moving in this direction of being gentler on yourself.
Thank you.
Because I love you and I want you to be nice to you.
Thank you.
Okay, what's something else you're grateful for?
I am grateful for this morning seeing, first thing I saw when I got out of bed was Applesauce's little paw sticking out from under the bed. So I went down there to pet her, and she and Junie were down there cuddling on the same bed. And I'm really grateful for their whole little cuddly situation and all the joy it brings.
Yeah. So our bed is on just those cheap metal frames that you would get on Amazon, but not the ones you grew up sleeping on with the wheels. It's black rectangular.
Yeah. And it's sturdy. I do want to add that.
Yeah.
In
It's very
context
sturdy.
to this.
Very, very sturdy. And the way that we set up under our bed is that part of it is storage, but then we left basically half of it completely open.
Yeah.
And then when we moved here, my mom was getting rid of this couch that she had reupholstered. And so she had some pillows that the cats loved from this couch. So we took those pillows with us and they're under the bed. So There's two of them, and they're pretty large.
They take up like half the bed, I would say.
They could fit like 3 or 4 cats, and oftentimes they'll sleep separately. But yeah, Today
Yeah.
they were sharing a little pillow bed.
Yeah, it was so cute. It was so cute. So I'm really grateful for that and for them. And I feel like I've mentioned this before, but I think having companion animals right now is such a good stress relief.
Yeah,
So I'm grateful
thinking
for that.
too,
Like, it's
actually.
really nice to have them around.
Yeah.
And again, like I've mentioned before, if you're in a position where you can adopt or foster, now is an amazing time to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Well, I think that's a great note to start the episode on.
yeah, I think so too.
Let's get to it. I have been challenged to take a shot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, apparently this is a thing that people are doing where they take a shot of whiskey and then they challenge some of their friends to do the same thing.
So, who challenged you?
Mike challenged me.
Of course, it was Mike.
I don't have any whiskey.
No.
In fact, I think the only hard alcohol that we have is vermouth. And
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I think vermouth has a similar alcohol content to wine.
I don't know.
Well, let's check. Because I have a bottle right now. This one is 16%, so a strong wine.
Yeah, a very strong wine.
Anyway, what I do have is kombucha vinegar. I don't have apple cider vinegar. That was originally what I was going to do. When Mike challenged me, I said, "Is that alcohol? Liquid alcohol?"
Not solid alcohol.
And he said, "What's that?"
It's water for you.
Oh, I have water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's in this water bottle. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
I'm still waking up.
I see that. Yeah, so we don't have apple cider vinegar. The only vinegars that we have are white vinegar and kombucha vinegar. And if you're curious what kombucha vinegar is it's effectively when you are making kombucha and you just let it keep going past
Way past.
way past. Exactly. And that's what I have here with me. I put it in this we found this shot glass. We have a rule about our shot glasses. They either have to have gold on them, which I don't know if you can tell, this one does not have gold on it, or they have to be either Oregon related, California related. Tashina's from Oregon, I'm from California, or Utah related. That's where we live together right now.
We have 2 Oregon ones.
Yeah, and no California or Utah ones.
No.
This one,
Oh, yeah, I want to add. Sorry. We get them at the thrift store. So it's kind of like the
right.
luck of the draw. Like, you don't know what you're going to find.
good call, yeah. Although, if we were out and about and there was a cool enough one at a normal store, I'm sure we would buy it.
But I'm pretty happy. I have one that's like the lighthouses of New England and one that's like boats of Boston or something. Like, they're really weird, but I love
We have
them.
a San Antonio one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Those are
Sorry.
the ones with gold on them. That's
Yeah.
why they made the cut. This one is the shape of the state of Oregon with a little green heart in it. Do you want to smell this? Just to, I feel like this is like a magic trick. Can you confirm that is in fact vinegar?
Oh, yeah.
even
It smells
give
like apple cider vinegar.
Maybe even give it a taste.
Yeah, it's vinegar. For sure.
Okay. I'm supposed to nominate people. Oh, I think I need to do this on Instagram too.
Why don't you just
do a
re-nominate
story.
Mike for every single one? But he has to do a vinegar shot.
All 5 nominations are Mike.
Yeah, this is the story of how Mike hates me.
Okay, Mike, you nominated me to take a shot. It's 5:30 a.m., so I'm not going to take a shot of alcohol. This is homemade kombucha vinegar.
You okay? Oh.
Jesus. Okay. Anyway, that was fun.
What's it? Is that what you would describe that as?
Honestly, it was not as bad as I thought it would be. Because I had some the other day. Is there tissue? My eyes are watering a little bit. I had some
I don't
the
know
other
where
day.
they are.
Okay, good. I had some the other day and it was way worse. It made my body feel way worse.
Really?
I almost feel like because I just woke up and there's not been anything but water in my body.
Yeah.
Maybe my body's handling it a little better.
Yeah. I feel like we should, if there is more of that, we should mix it.
Oh, there's more.
Well, we should mix it with water and make some like little tonics or something for us.
Yeah. Well, I have what's in that container, and then I have a jar that I've been adding to for a year. I moved here with a jar with a little bit in it, and then I added more and more and more over the course of the last year, and then I stopped adding to it because we're at a year of living here. Actually,
okay, applesauce.
Wait a minute. I think today, or maybe tomorrow,
Is a year?
is exactly a year from when we moved in. It was either the
Really?
22nd or the 23rd. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Whoa.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. We've been in Utah for a year.
Wow.
Wow.
So weird.
It is.
It's so weird to think about,
Applesauce.
even just now, how different the weather has been.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw it snow once.
I really have to blow my nose. So do you want to just go on a monologue here?
Sure.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yesterday? Because we really went off the rails yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So first, I would like to apologize for the end of the podcast yesterday. I was definitely struggling with feeling anxious about everything that's going on, and that definitely bled over, and we really wanted to make a point to have this not be a place for that stuff. So I fully apologize for that. Yesterday was just a really rough day for me. Like we ended up not working. I just couldn't. After we filmed, I was feeling very, very anxious and just very not good. So we decided to go back to sleep for a little bit to see if that helped. And it did a little, but not enough. And it was just like I needed a day off, I think is what it was, because of everything that I've been processing and going on. And I'm not handling it that well overall.
I don't think that the end of yesterday's episode was particularly bad.
Okay.
You're making it sound like it
I just feel the need to apologize because we said that we wanted to have this be a space without talk of that stuff.
Yeah,
So
I feel you.
I feel like it's my responsibility to acknowledge that I did not do that and to apologize because you're here and I appreciate you being here. And yeah, yesterday was a rough day. I made biscuits, sort of.
Yeah. Well, so like Tashina said, we recorded this and then kind of just, I don't even remember what we did, but we stayed up until 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we were both just we have to go to sleep. And then when we woke up, all we did yesterday was make pancakes and biscuits.
I watched some shows.
Until the very end of the night where we watched more shows and I made nachos.
Yeah.
And then we went to sleep.
Yeah.
It was the polar opposite of what the day was supposed to be, which was recording
I just couldn't
close
do it.
to 20 videos. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't either.
Yeah.
Getting up at 5:30 a.m. has been, we still got up, which I'm proud of. But
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we got up. But yeah, for me, yesterday was a mental health day. I couldn't function.
Yeah. We went for a walk.
Yeah, we went for a walk. That was nice. Got some fresh air.
Yesterday was super unproductive.
Yeah.
But it was good for us.
It was good.
Definitely
I needed
good
it.
for us. Yeah. Me too. I think I'm intellectualizing a lot of what's going on and not necessarily acknowledging the emotional side of it.
That makes sense.
But again, this is a happy place.
Yeah.
So I won't get into it. But I might.
Okay.
Also, I want to reserve the right that we should be allowed to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't want to talk about it. So, something cool happened yesterday. We got the little streaming thing in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, let me just, because Amy, one of you who watches us, Amy, she DM'd me last night or something, I don't know, asking about the camera because we're having issues with it.
Oh, yeah.
Which I totally forgot about. So I should have said, oftentimes when there are these weird things that are caused by generic or knockoff camera accessories, excuse me, it tends to not really last, but it always scares me because
It's
you
so
never
scary.
know. You never know if it's really messed up or not.
Yeah, and you don't want to just assume, oh, this is temporary.
Yeah. Like the camera that we had before this apparently had what I would consider to be a manufacturer's defect, which is when you open and close the LCD screen too many times, the ribbon cable in there gets damaged and the LCD just stops working.
That was the Canon?
Nope, that was the GH4.
Oh, okay.
Remember? And it stopped working on our trip, on our first trip to British Columbia with Lush.
That's I had forgotten about that. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, the camera's fine. It's at least it appears to be fine. It's not having that same issue as it was having before. It seems to be totally okay. So thank you for checking in on that, Amy. But we got this. I think I mentioned this the other day.
Yeah.
It's the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus 4K pass-through.
That is the longest product name.
Yeah. And no part of it is easy to
Careful.
remember, I think. But anyway, this is a pass-through device to record a higher quality video than like you would get on like a webcam or something. So this is for gaming, which would be to plug your console into this and then into your TV with no latency, no lag, and then it plugs into your computer to be able to stream what's on your console. The reason we got it is because you can also plug in your camera,
Yeah.
and it will pull your camera's video feed onto your computer, into your streaming software, and then through your streaming software you can go into YouTube and stream higher quality video as well as higher quality audio than you would normally do with like a webcam or something. Also, I got this because I found a pile of old gift cards, and one of them was a Best Buy gift card, and it had $147 on it.
Yeah. We talked about this the other day,
Yeah, we
how it's
did.
so random.
Yeah. So I used 100 of that $147 to get this little puppy. We tested it out yesterday. I'm pretty happy with it. I do think that I want to do a live version of this show sometime, but I haven't totally decided on the logistics because there are a couple things that won't really work out. Like, for example, the audio won't be as good as what you're hearing right now.
Yeah.
Because I won't go into it. And then the other thing is, I don't know how many people are really up. You know, even on the East Coast, 5:30 is only 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you are going to be up at 7:30 a.m. And if you are, you're probably getting ready to go somewhere. You're not sitting down to watch an hour-long video podcast.
Yeah.
So,
But we'll see.
yeah, but I got it. I'm really excited. So we're going to be using it for Tashina to stream for her patrons.
Yeah.
So if you are a Logical Harmony patron, then you will have a way better viewing and listening experience on the next live stream.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot better than using the webcam on my computer's been fine. It's functional.
No, it looks like
works.
garbage. It's not fine. It's terrible.
I'm saying it's better than nothing, but this will be way better. So I'm excited.
But I don't know. It's like saying me drawing pictures of you while you talk is better than nothing.
I mean, maybe.
That would be pretty funny. Mm-hmm. I don't think I could draw pictures
That'll be
fast
the next
enough.
YouTube video is you drawing pictures.
That'd be great. But they're pre-drawn, so I just hold them up for like different things.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, let's talk to each other.
Yeah.
Because one thing I realized is that when we first started doing this, we were talking to each other, and that was kind of the whole premise.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the line, we started talking to the people watching.
Yeah.
And now we tend to do that more. And it's not that there's a time and place, but I think that I want to get back to the basics of this show.
I agree.
After talking to you, you beautiful little cutie.
Mm.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Hi, Applesauce. Thanks for joining us.
Did you see her push the box of tissues off the chair?
I saw that.
She's like, no,
Get out of here.
not allowed on here.
Box of
This
tissues.
is my space. Yep, she's here for the day,
Yeah.
checking in.
I felt like there was something else I wanted to talk about today, and I knew I was going to forget it.
You didn't write it down?
No.
Oh,
I thought about it when I was not near my book. And I couldn't get to it. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking more generic coffee.
More generic?
Just generic coffee, store brand coffee, because I'm rationing my good coffee
Oh,
still.
right. Yeah, okay.
With oat milk.
So were you drinking good coffee yesterday?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
applesauce pushed my hand.
I'm drinking the same old thing. Why don't you tell me what I'm drinking since you made it?
You are drinking, it's black tea with some maple syrup and soy milk.
Yep. Pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good classic.
So did I interrupt you earlier when you were trying to do your monologue here talking about stuff?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry if I did.
It's okay. It happens.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think sometimes just in how conversational we're trying to keep this, it's bound to happen.
True.
So.
So true.
I'm not worried about it. Applesauce, though, she's very upset about it.
Well, I don't care.
That's why she knocked the tissues on the ground. She's like, you wanted these? Too bad.
Is getting up getting easier for you?
Yeah, I think so overall.
Yeah?
Yeah, what about for you?
Yeah, it's I think for me, I'm at the phase where waking up is easier, but getting out of bed and staying out of bed is harder.
Yeah, I did not want to get out of bed today, but I was like, I just should do it.
Yeah. I woke up before my alarm went off and got out of bed, and it was 5:29, and I realized that, and then I was like rushing to like unlock my phone and get into the thing to turn off my alarm so I didn't have to listen to it.
Yeah, but then you had to listen to mine.
Yeah, but I was in the other room at that point, so it was fine.
How did you sleep last night? Did you have more of your dreams?
My nightmares about the FBI?
Yeah.
No, they're not super frequent.
Oh, okay.
They're just, it's like, I don't remember my dreams that often.
Yeah.
And so when I do it,
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe I did, I guess. I don't remember what I dreamed about.
Interesting.
Yeah, all I know is that I fell asleep super fast, super easy.
Good.
And I can't wait to go back to sleep tonight.
Well, good.
Yeah. I think I have sleep apnea, which I know I've talked to you about before, but yesterday when we were napping, I kept waking myself up. And I don't know that much about sleep apnea other than, I mean, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but you stop breathing when you're sleeping. And I've had this for years where I will wake up in the middle of the night and I'll feel completely out of breath. But it's not like out of breath, like, like when you, like heart pounding, adrenaline rushing, like when you have a scary dream or something. It's not like that. It's like I feel calm and fine and relaxed, but I'm being woken up and like gasping for air, like almost like when you're a kid and you're swimming underwater and you're swimming as long as you can, to see how far you can go, and then you come out of the, you come out and you're like,
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like I'm waking up just completely gasping for air, and I don't know if that's sleep apnea. I'm sure someone will tell us their opinion in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But either way, it's not enjoyable. And so when we were napping yesterday, I kept doing that. Like I probably 7 to 10 times in the 2-hour period that we were sleeping, I just kept waking up like, like, oh my God, I haven't been breathing.
Maybe you should look into, when this is all over, if there's sleep studies.
Yeah, it sounds like something that costs money.
Well, I was going to say, because the university, they have like a medical program. They might do them there.
Okay, so this is like a weird thing, I guess. But like, I don't know if I trust those things, because you always read these books.
Nose itches, sorry. I'm not like wiping it. I have an itch on the tip of it.
Oh, you can't really scratch it with your crazy nails?
I can, but I'm really trying to make an effort. Even though I like wash my hands so frequently at home, I'm trying to make an effort on camera to not touch my face as much as I can.
Oh, okay.
So I'm using the fabric because I can, and then I go to scratch my face.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should just note that you have clean hands. That you just washed your hands.
Yeah, maybe.
And that you haven't left the house today. Because you're obviously still touching your face, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true, but not with my hands. Anyway, continue.
Today's Rhian's birthday.
I know. I already sent her a message.
Oh, good.
I need to send her the other thing.
Happy birthday, Rhian.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I know that Rhian watches every single one of these, and she watches the entire thing, usually 2 or 3 times throughout the day.
That's what she has on repeat in the background while she's doing stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be so weird.
So I just want to, say thank you, Rhian, for being our biggest fan, for being our biggest supporter, and for watching every minute of every episode multiple times. Thanks for always sending us notes about the episodes. Once we have a website up for this, all our show notes will be, basically
they'll be transcribed.
They'll be written by Rhian because she transcribes and takes notes on every episode. It's really nice of her to do. It's a really special treat. It's funny because somehow she's written them in an English accent. So, yeah, it's great. You think you're really going to love it. Mm-hmm. So just thank you, Rhian, for being such a gift to the world.
Yeah, Rhian's amazing. I'm so glad today's her birthday.
Me too.
When you were watching this, tomorrow is her birthday. Or was her birthday. But wait, yesterday. Yeah.
Now Tashina's showing how the sausage is made.
Yep.
Taking all the magic out of it.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. I do that every single episode.
But yeah, I'm excited that today is her birthday. I know she had plans that had to be canceled.
Because of the virus stuff?
Yeah, so I hope that she has a good day.
Yeah. Not that Rhian has the virus, but
no.
She had, from what we know, she had travel plans that were canceled.
Yeah, she had travel plans. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Poor little Riri.
Yeah. But yeah, happy birthday. Go wish her a happy birthday.
Yeah, go wish
If you're
Rhian
here, I'm
a
also
happy
just
birthday.
assuming you know who Rhian is. So
if you don't know who Rhian is, there's nothing we can do to help you.
No.
Like I said, she's our biggest fan. You've probably seen her in the comment section of these videos. She generally live tweets when she watches.
I'm just thinking of how weird that would be if that was reality. It's actually Remy. It's Remy who's the big fan.
One of her dogs.
Yeah.
I think he watches it for applesauce, though. I don't think it's for us.
Yeah, he's like, who's that fluffy little thing? I will never have fluff like that. I'm so jealous.
Is he?
Yep. He lives in a very cold climate. He could do with some fluff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, tell me about yourself. Do you come here often?
No. First time.
Oh, that's so weird. There was someone who looked just like you here yesterday.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, there was.
No.
I think her name was Tanisha, though.
No. I don't think that happened. I think you're making things up.
Uh-oh. I've been inside too long.
Man. Yeah, I'm still waking up. Sorry.
I forgive you. So, I've realized that a lot of the stuff I want to talk about is not very positive. Like, let me rephrase that. A lot of stuff that's on my mind are the challenges that we're facing currently.
Yeah.
And that the world is facing.
Yeah.
And so that's been tough to try to come up with things to talk about when we sit down and chat. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to bring that into this.
Yeah.
So what's, yesterday we talked about like things like recipes that we're excited to make. Mm-hmm. Are there any habits that you want to tack on to getting up early? Because I feel like, what?
Didn't we talk about that yesterday too?
Did we?
I think so.
GD.
Sorry. Well, I have a topic.
What's that? Yeah, please.
What's something that you're excited to do this week that is not work related?
Okay. Sorry, but real quick, you have like a lint or something.
I wanted it there.
Tashina's hands are clean. She's washed them and she hasn't left the house here. It's like a little, I don't know what that was. My hands are clean too. I just washed them and I haven't gone outside.
I was like, my hands are clean. What about yours?
My hands are clean.
Yeah, I've washed mine. Okay, I've been up for, what time is it?
It's 6:30.
been up for an hour. I've washed my hands 3 times.
Yeah.
Just trying to be extra vigilant because I want to be in the habit. Anyway, doesn't matter. What's something non-work related that you're excited to do this week? Or that you're excited about?
Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 things, actually. Let me think. Yeah, there's 2. There might be more, but I think there's 2.
Okay.
One is to get back into the habit of flying in the simulator.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, because I didn't fly for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a long... Sorry. It's been a long time.
Yeah, and then I flew for like 1 day, like just like an hour, and then I haven't flown again since. And part of that is that I've just been... Well, part of it is that I've been so tired.
Yeah.
And part of it has been that I've been working a lot, and so when I take a break, I don't want to be staring at a screen.
Yeah, totally.
And part of it is just that like I said, I just kind of got out of the habit of it. So I'm really, really excited to get back into that because it's so much fun.
Good.
And then unrelated, but something that I'm excited about, but something that I don't know if it's actually going to happen, is that I would really, really, really like to buy the replacement part that I need for my drone. It's a $4 part, but I just, it's $4, but then I have to pay like $7 for shipping.
I hate how that happens.
Right. And then at that point, once I'm up to that $11, I'm like, well, if I'm placing this order and paying this much for shipping, then shouldn't I buy something else that I need for it? Like another battery or this thing, like, oh man. So I just realized that there's a camera that I wanted to buy for it, but it's $100 and I didn't even check Best Buy. I don't think Best Buy sells this brand that it makes it, but I'm going to check anyway.
Okay.
So those are the things that I'm really excited about. Basically just to get back into, no, they don't fly it. They don't sell it. Back into drones.
Good. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, especially because, like we are getting out and we are going for walks. We're not doing that where there's going to be a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're going out to parks where there's big open areas.
Yeah, and everyone's staying far away from each other. I feel like people here outside of grocery stores, they're doing a really good job of social distancing. Like you see people on the sidewalk and it's like without any awkwardness, you get as far away from each other as possible.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we've definitely walked in the street a couple times to avoid being close to people.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited about. I just, I can feel it in myself when I like feel the need for a hobby. Like the other day I was thinking, oh, I should get a recorder. Because it's something I've been thinking about for a while now. Like, recorders are kind of funny, and they're kind of fun, and I think they're relatively simple to play. But when I really think about it, I'm like, do I need another hobby? Like, if I'm going to spend, let's say to get decent at playing the recorder, you have to spend an hour a day.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to spend an hour a day, I'd rather spend it on a hobby that I'm already doing.
Yeah, totally.
Which I think is, like, a huge shift in my life. Like, okay, that felt like an aftershock, right?
That was someone running up the stairs.
But it felt like it, though.
It totally did.
The rumbling in the chairs, the little shaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm stoked about. I know that was a very long and drawn out way of saying that. Matter. But I'm just, maybe it's because I'm enjoying thinking about it. I'm just taking my time talking about it. It's so fun. And now we have the second pair of goggles. Our friends.
Oh, yeah.
Our friends Alex and Roxy, well, Alex specifically, had a second pair of goggles that they donated for Tashina to use. So now when I'm flying, Tashina can look into the goggles and see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, which will be fun. I've never been able to do that before.
No.
So, yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. You've seen videos played back, but not in real time.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it's the same.
No, it's not. And honestly, the video, the quality...
my slipper's coming off.
The quality of the video is way better than the quality of the DVR. So what you've seen is like a few steps worse than the quality that I see. So I think you'll be really surprised at how good it looks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a great question. Thanks for asking that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm also excited to call my grandpa.
Yeah, I think that'll be good for you to do.
Just chat with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. And not super work related, but also kind of work related. This week I'm supposed to work on something with St. Clair Brown, the winery in Napa, on creating stories and in-feed content for them to post about their pickups.
Nice.
Because they've, closed down the like tasting room side of things, but they are offering like a curbside pickup.
And they're doing online orders still or no? I think so.
Yeah, they're still shipping.
Yeah.
They're still shipping, but for local people.
Yeah.
They're doing, I think, phone and online ordering for pickup.
So if you're not local, I would suggest checking them out. Their wine is amazing.
Yep.
And they can ship to you if you're not in Utah.
Yep.
So
yeah, as long as it's legal for them to ship to you, then they will.
Yeah.
They don't ship to us because Utah is dumb. Mm-hmm. 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 So what are you excited about that's non-work related for this week?
A few things. Okay. So I mentioned this, I think yesterday, I need to repot some of my plants. I'm actually really excited to do that. I think it'll be like a nice experience.
Yeah.
I don't have as much potting soil as I need, so I might try and figure out a way to get more potting soil. So I'll probably browse around online and see if there's something that makes sense. Especially because I try to find stuff that doesn't have manure in it, which is very tough. But I'm really excited to repot some of the things because like one of my snake plant cuttings, like months ago, I bought in the cut flower section at Trader Joe's. You found it actually. It was snake plant stems that was like $3 or $4 for like 3 or 4 of them. And I've been able to root 2 of them. I cut 2. Okay, so I did one hole and rooted that, and I cut 2 of them in half. And 2 sections of one have both rooted. One, neither section has rooted. So I need to figure out what's going on there. It's still alive.
What does the snake plant look like?
It's those like spear type things.
Oh.
You see them a lot. They're very like Don Draper. Like that type of mid-century thing. You see them a lot in office buildings. You see them a lot in like dentist office because they're really hard to kill.
You see them cheating on their wives a lot.
Yeah, and see them drinking whiskey.
Yeah. These are plants that generally live on the edge of alcoholism.
But they're in Mad Men, like in the offices, in his home. Like, anyway. But one of them that was rooting has sprouted a little baby plant. So I feel some urgency to get it into soil now.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. They take a really long time to root. So I'm excited that it's not only rooted, but has sprouted a little baby. My fiddle leaf fig needs a new pot. A lot of my plants need new pots. So I'm excited to do this and then see how they grow.
Got it.
Because like my fiddle leaf fig, it's sprouting all these leaves, but the stem itself isn't growing because it needs a bigger pot.
Yeah.
So they're all very close together. Anyway, I'm just excited to repot all these things because I want to see how much they grow. Or like I realize this pothos plant I have from a cutting has not sprouted any new leaves, but the roots are going really well. So I'm thinking once I put it into dirt, it might sprout some new leaves. So I'm excited to see growth and things.
What about the plants, the cuttings that were mailed to you from a subscriber?
One of them died.
Oh, no.
And then,
Which one died?
Well, they were 2 stems of the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So one of them died. One of them didn't root and didn't make it. And then the other one has continued to grow.
Yeah.
But it's kind of struggling. So I want to try putting that, like it has little roots on it. I want to get that into soil soon too to see if that helps it.
Sorry, they're being super loud. They're distracting me. Soil, roots.
Yeah, it has roots on it.
Why are they so loud?
It has little roots on it. And so I want to get it into soil because I want to prevent that one from dying as well. So
yeah,
it's just tough. I don't have enough pots for things. So I got some bigger pots. I should have bought more than I did at the time, but I have a couple. And then my plan is to, as I repot things, use those smaller pots that they were in for these.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I'll have enough soil.
I think it's worth it to note too that Tashina reuses old Lush containers, like old cosmetics containers, to put plants in as well.
Yeah, that's what most of mine are in.
Yeah, the vast majority, especially when they're smaller.
Yeah.
And just getting started.
Yeah.
What the like, I don't understand how they don't get how loud that is.
I think because whenever they do come down here, they're not up there, so they don't hear it.
The other day, one of them was down here, and he was like, "Is that what you guys hear?" And I was like, "Dude, that's nothing compared to what we normally hear." Like, I've told them multiple times, like, if you're awake, we're awake. Like, it doesn't matter what time of day or night it is. If you're doing stuff upstairs, especially with your dogs, there's no way we're asleep. So, anyway, sorry. I feel like we're so understanding with them about it, and I just feel like they could, like, we've literally never complained ever. Mm-mm. I just feel like they could, make an effort to not be so obnoxiously loud to where it shakes the apartment. Sorry.
Okay.
I have a lot of pent up, with everything that's going on. I feel like I have a lot of pent-up emotions. It's been really tough for me, as I know it has for you, and I'm sure for so many people, to be away from family right now.
Yeah.
And to feel like you're so helpless. And it's coming out in a lot of ways of me feeling very irritated.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So, sorry. Yes.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for it too. I'm excited for you to do that.
We're supposed to get a snowstorm this week.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know that it will stick, but I'm excited for it.
Is it still on the calendar?
Yeah, and they've sent out like a weather thing. It's supposed to be nice today, and then we're supposed to have like thunderstorms tomorrow.
It's snowing in Park City right now.
Yeah.
Huh. I really hope it does. I would love to see the snow.
Me too. It'd be really nice.
Yeah. We'll see.
I think it'd be a nice upbeat scenario right now.
Yep, totally.
It'd be really, really nice. So, yeah, I'm excited for it to hopefully snow. I don't want to jinx it. What else?
Well, I remembered something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
If you're done.
I have one more.
Oh, yeah, please.
I'm excited for the new episode of Expedition Unknown. Because we just watched last week's yesterday about the Bermuda Triangle. And I find the Bermuda Triangle so fascinating.
What day of the week does the show come out?
Wednesdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on Wednesday.
Great.
So yeah, I'm super excited to see that.
Yeah. Wow. I'm excited too. That episode was pretty good.
Yeah. The Bermuda Triangle is so interesting. And he went to it on his first show, Destination Truth. And I feel like seeing it on Expedition Unknown, obviously time has passed. The tone of Expedition Unknown is different, but it's interesting because I feel like it's being covered from a different way. Like in Destination Truth, I remember him fully going up in one of those tiny little planes and they were having electrical issues and things like that. And like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah. Or like I told you, he and his cameraman Evan were out in a boat and almost got lost because like the compass stopped working, was like spinning all over the place. And obviously, I don't think it's just the two of them, but like still, it makes you think about like, whoa, what if you're out there and that happens? Like, what do you do? How do you find your bearing?
Yeah.
Anyway, I find the Bermuda Triangle very fascinating, very, very interesting for a variety of reasons. And so I'm really enjoying the episode because it's a 2-part one and he's doing like deep dives into different theories about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really cool approach to it.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but the Bermuda Triangle was like the one, like, would you call it paranormal? What would you call it?
I think it depends on what your theories are about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Unexplained.
What would you call it?
I would say paranormal because to me, paranormal just means things that are not normal, things that are unexplained.
Got it. Okay. So the Bermuda Triangle is like probably the only paranormal thing that I was ever interested in as a kid.
I didn't know that.
Interested in it. Yeah.
Why? Like what theories about it or what about it in particular?
I think what fascinated me about it then is what fascinates me about it now, which is that there's not only is it unexplained, but there's also modern day occurrences and modern day history of it happening.
Mm-hmm.
And like for example, that episode of Expedition X that we watched where they go into that cave.
Yeah.
And even the scientist dude is like, you can see something moving, and the woman expressed like feeling this presence, and there are all these, the caver guy who's been like mapping unmapped, uncharted caves for like 40 years.
Yeah.
And he talks about this one specific cave where they felt these feelings, this presence, and like that to me, while I appreciate what? Oh, okay.
I just thought there was an aftershock, but I think it's just...
Yeah, it's the dogs upstairs.
Yeah, I was like, my microphone's definitely shaking. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, there's just, I can appreciate that other cultures, I don't know what word I would use, but like, I guess less technologically advanced, like, I don't know. I feel like there's no nice, like it all sounds condescending, like to describe these tribes, because honestly, I feel like probably most groups of people living off the land and being self-sustaining are probably way more like, I would at least, maybe I'm romanticizing it, but I would think would be probably morally and ethically like better off than what we're doing to the planet. So,
more in balance with nature, maybe?
Yeah. And so to say underdeveloped or undeveloped seems weird.
Yeah.
But like, I guess technologically less advanced is fair.
Yeah, totally.
While I can appreciate that, I also think that there's a lot more like folklore and like belief in things that aren't explained just because they're not explained. And I think there's definitely something to be said for like science and evidence and that sort of thing. And like, I this is my problem with religion as well, is that, anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but just all I'm trying to say is that there's something about having these people who have been able to explain away other things.
Yeah.
And say, like, oh, this happened because of this. This happened because of this. This happened because of this. And if you don't know the science behind it, you might think it's magic, right?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like, there was some quote on Twitter I saw the other day that was like, every new technology seems like magic to people who don't understand it. And so I think there's kind of a difference in perception there of like something about people who normally would explain something away and have had all these experiences and been able to find an explanation, and then to say, we have no clue what's going on here.
Yeah.
And that, there's also so many things that it's like, oh, you've heard tell about this for thousands of years, but it's like, okay, but when's the last time that anyone actually saw this creature, or like, when's the last time X happened? And like, maybe back then people just misinterpreted it and then it became a legend, like the Chupacabra thing.
Yeah, or the Mothman.
Right, which if you aren't familiar with either of those, they've both been explained. Like, there's reasonable, I mean, they're crazy interesting explanations.
Yeah, it's super fascinating.
Yeah, but they're explanations, and spoiler alert, they're not flipping monsters or like weird things. Okay, they're like, it's pretty normal actually. So anyway, I think that's what appeals to me about the Bermuda Triangle, is that it's still happening. And no one knows why or what or how, but there's no argument that it's happening.
Yeah, like it's fascinating to me that the stuff Christopher Columbus documented in his log.
F that guy, by the way.
Yeah, but agreed. But it's fascinating that the stuff he documented happening while they, took their ships through it is the stuff that is still being documented today.
Yeah.
Like, that is so fascinating.
It's so bizarre, yeah.
Because at the time, if you're like, okay, 1492, you're documenting your compass is doing weird stuff and you're seeing weird things in the sky that you can't explain or understand. Very reasonable explanations could have come forward since then. And so it's so fascinating that people are still seeing weird things in the sky and having compasses do weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited for the next episode of Expedition Unknown, is because in this last one, they sent up a weather balloon to analyze like physically what is in the atmosphere and what's happening in the atmosphere, like weather-wise. So I'm excited to see that because I think that could be really telling about things.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it too.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle is super interesting.
Yeah. It's bananas.
Yeah.
Also, neither of us realized that it was Bermuda, right? That's still part of the UK, or well, part of Great Britain, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I knew that it used to be a colony. I didn't know that it was still part of them.
Yeah, it's so fascinating to me how many places exist where like one country just came in and was like, "This is ours now," and yeah, it's weird.
So much of the world.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of the world is built on one culture just decimating another culture.
Yeah.
And then today being like, yeah, it's fine. It's a great place to go on vacation. I mean, it looked beautiful. I would love to go on vacation there. But I've never thought about like, oh, what are you really visiting there?
Yeah. Yeah, what's the draw? And what was the draw for them? I mean, again, we talked about this like yesterday or the other day. Like I went to school for geography, which is the study of how cultures and populations...
Cultural geography. You said geography.
Yeah.
But you went for cultural geography, right?
That was my focus, but I had to take regular geography classes too.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I interrupted because I thought your explanation... I thought you misspoke and that you were explaining cultural geography.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
So like geography itself would be like cartography, looking at the weather, looking at volcanoes, looking at glaciers. And then cultural geography, so I did misspeak, is the study of people and cultures and land masses and their impact on each other over time. So we spent a lot of time in different classes talking about like, okay, what drew the colonizers to these different countries and how has that shaped them? How has that impacted their culture now?
Yeah.
Like, and how is so much of what they are like now and what they do in these countries that way because they were colonized by that specific group.
Yeah.
Or whereas like, what if they had still been colonized by that group, but they didn't have this certain resource? That's why they were colonized. What if they had something else? What would the change have been? And
totally.
So it's super fascinating.
It makes me think of how much the Middle East has been shaped by the U.S.'s involvement.
Yeah.
Because of their resources.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, not just the U.S., it was the UN, like Europe. Europe gets more oil from there. So I would say Europe arguably has more of an interest in shaping it than we do.
I would argue that the U.S. has a way higher presence than Europe does.
I think we have a higher presence.
Yeah, and
military-wise.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about
okay,
that like if you're in an occupied country, I'm sure the culture shifts pretty drastically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially, I mean, because I would argue too that when the U.S. started, at least in more recent years, really having a heavy presence, it was a lot of people who had a hatred for the main religions that were there, believing that those religions were the cause of all these acts of terrorism. I'm sure that had a pretty big impact.
Yeah.
A little too heavy?
A little too heavy.
Okay. So, well, I have two other things on that topic that have made me think of. One is that movie American Made, which it's a fictional movie, but it's based on a true story.
The one we just saw with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie itself, I wouldn't say is amazing. I feel like Brad Pitt could have played that character way better. But it's interesting to see the role that one person played and what he was able to quote unquote accomplish, and how that I'm sure had a major lasting impact on the US and on the areas in which he was working.
Yeah, totally.
Quote unquote.
It was
working.
also an interesting perspective. I mean, it's based on a true story, but it was
Right.
an interesting perspective on our government systems.
Yeah, totally.
Like, yeah.
Just like starting wars just to have a little bit more better political standing.
Yeah. Again, a little too heavy.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
brought that up.
Okay.
So
Well, I have a less heavy example
Okay.
here. That wolves returning to Yellowstone thing. You've seen this, no?
yeah, a long time ago. It's been a while.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen this, look it up. I think if you just do a YouTube search for wolves returning to Yellowstone, it was Yellowstone, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, the premise is that there were large numbers of wolves that had lived there naturally.
Yeah.
And then they were hunted
Yeah, they were hunted
to near extinction.
because of cattle farming.
Yeah, great. Thanks, cattle farming. Thanks, hamburgers and other. Anyway, they reintroduced these wolves, and in the time that the wolves had been hunted to near extinction, the land had changed. The other animals that lived there changed, and then when they reintroduced them, they had done studies and
Yeah.
shot video and taken photos, and you see how the impact these wolves had on all the other animals changed, like other animals' migration and where they hung out, and it changes the entire landscape. Like it even changes like how water
It
flows.
changed the whole ecosystem.
It's so mind blowing. It's so crazy.
Yeah, because it took away, the wolves were the one natural predator for so many of these animals. So then without a predator, overpopulation quickly became a problem. They were tapping out their resources, like so many different things.
Such a crazy video.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
fascinating.
I mean, it's basically a video about cultural geography for wolves.
yeah, but it's animals.
Wolfular geography.
Yeah, totally.
That's what it's called.
It's super interesting. We should rewatch that soon.
Yeah, we should.
I would like that.
Yeah, I think it's only like 5 minutes or something. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
I wish someone had done a full-blown documentary
I
about
thought
it.
there was.
Oh, is there?
The one that maybe I'm completely remembering wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the one that I watched was like an hour.
I'm going to look it up.
I mean, I might be wrong. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Maybe it was something that we talked about so much, like in school growing up. Because, like I remember.
Oh,
Is there one?
maybe you're right.
Yeah, I thought there was like an actual documentary.
I think that
I will say too,
might be.
we don't have Netflix anymore, but on Netflix there is a full series that's all about Yellowstone. I think it's like a 4-parter, and it covers every different season in Yellowstone and how it impacts the animals and the environment, and it's super interesting. So it's definitely a good watch if you're looking for something very different. There are some sad scenes in it where animals kill other animals, but
nature.
as far as nature documentary goes, they actually keep that to a minimum.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot out there so terrible, and that's basically all you see for an hour. And I feel like they did a good job of reducing the amount of that you see.
One part that I remember about that show is that there's like, is it elk that live there?
I believe so, yeah.
There's like a big elkish animal, and it's like flopping its wiener around, peeing all over itself
Ew.
because that's how they like mark themselves with their own urine.
Ew. I feel like ever since you saw that bat video on Twitter, like, have you guys seen this? It's really gross,
Oh man.
but it's also really funny.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever wondered how a bat pees, and there's this bat hanging upside down.
He's
and-
clearly like dead asleep.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then it like reaches its little arms up and grabs on and like lowers its legs, and then just like as it's hanging there, just pees
And its
all
little
over
eyes.
the place. Yeah,
its eyes are like
little
barely
eyes. Yeah.
open. Its
And then-
face is the best part.
And then it's so weird because as it's bringing itself up, you see its little bat wiener flopping around. You're like,
No.
what? I've never thought about a bat wiener before, but that is not what I would have imagined.
There are a few things to unpack there, but I don't think I'll ask. Anyway, we saw it because Seth Rogen retweeted it. And then I shared it with Rhian because I said that It reminded me of her dog Remy because Remy has the sleepy eyes.
This is an episode about Remy again.
Yep. Remy's cute.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I think one thing that we should do while we're on our self-imposed stay at home, we should start figuring out what we would really need to do logistically to go visit Yellowstone.
Yeah,
because it's not
I'd
that
love
far
to
away.
go.
I've never been. You've been.
Yeah, I've been a few times. It's amazing.
I would love to go, but when I think about doing a trip like that, my brain is just like, there's so much you'd have to do. There's so much you'd have to buy. There's so much you'd have to, like, I don't know how any of that works. So maybe we should start looking into it and figuring out what it would actually take to be able to do.
I think what we should figure out too. So Yellowstone isn't that far away from us. I think it's like 5 or 6 hours, but Grand Tetons is on the way there.
The old Grand Tetons.
So I think what we should decide.
I'm gonna start calling you that. Let me see those Grand Tetons.
No, inappropriate. So I think what we should decide is, do we want to like split it up and then maybe we go camp at Grand Tetons for a day or two and then go to Yellowstone, and then when we're at Yellowstone, do we want to camp or do we want to do like an Airbnb and have like a real kitchen, which might be nice. It depends on what activities we want to do at Yellowstone, but we definitely need a car. And there's, obviously there's like geysers and paint pots and like there's stuff to see, but there's also a bunch of hikes and things too.
Did you say paint pots?
Paint pots. It's
paint
like
pots?
Yeah. Have you never seen these?
What's a paint pot?
Let me show you.
Okay. Could you tell me?
Basically it's like,
just for the benefit of the listeners / viewers who won't be able to see.
So it's basically, think of it as like a muddy hot springs that bubbles, but the mud is different colors because of the minerals.
Oh, interesting.
So
they call them paint pots?
They're called paint pots.
Paint pots.
And I mean, they're called paint pots, mud pots. And so some of them are in different formations. So some are flat on the ground, but then there are others you can go to where it's like they're on a hillside. So there's a bunch of them.
Google Yellowstone paint pots. Paint pots.
There's some really pretty ones. And it's because of all the weird minerals that are in the water.
Weird little minerals.
But yeah, Yellowstone's gorgeous. It's definitely a place where you want to be for a little bit if you can. So you can go see different things and experience different things. And then on that note, aside from Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons, we should also decide if we want to head up to like the Kalispell area and go to Glacier. Kalispell. Kali spell. Anyway, because that's like on the west side of Glacier Park. So we should decide if we would want to do that too, because Glacier Park is also amazing.
Okay.
When I was a kid, my mom's boyfriend at the time had land there. And so we used to go camp out for like a month or so at a time.
That's
and
awesome.
then we'd go to Glacier a bunch. And it's beautiful up there. It's very different. And they have huckleberries, not the pink ones, not the Northwest ones, but they have the blue ones that exist in the Rocky Mountains.
I would not have known that they were a different color.
Yeah, they're like the size of blueberries too. Because you've seen the pink ones, right? The little tiny hot pink berries. I showed them to you when we were in Vancouver. When we were with Gina and we were going up to Whistler. And you stopped to fly the drone. Anyway, you were probably more focused on the drone than on huckleberries.
Yeah, that was a sketchy drone flight.
Yes, that was.
We were like in this super thick, like, wooded area. And I put the drone up through this, like, the hole in the trees, I'm sure it was bigger than this, but it didn't look much bigger than like this table. It was really small. And then once I got up, I could not for the life of me find that hole back down into the trees to bring the drone down.
And Gina and I were both like, this drone is not coming back.
Thanks. I had a backup plan. I will note that because there was always have a backup plan when you're flying your drone.
Yeah.
Always have a backup plan in general. There was like a parking lot and like a pond and a road, so I knew that at the very least, where are you going?
I'll be right back.
Okay. I knew that at the very, very least, I could land in the area near where we. But really, Tashina's picking up cats and putting them in the camera. Welcome back. Thanks to our sponsor for that wonderful message.
Your sponsor, Bagheera?
Yeah, well, I just figured like if we take breaks in the middle of these, we might as well say thanks to our sponsor, and then maybe someday if we get a sponsor, we can just for the audio version, we can just like cut that in.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
It's very natural. Yeah.
Yep.
So I thought we would transition into talking about ideas that we might each have for this podcast going forward.
Oh.
And if you don't have any, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I have a lot.
All right, let's hear yours. Because
I'd like to share them with you and hear your opinion.
I don't know that I have any right now.
Okay, so obviously, I think we're both pretty happy with the format so far.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy getting up early and sitting down with you, seeing your cute little face, and just talking about whatever we feel like talking about.
Yeah.
That's been a ton of fun. And I have some ideas for other things that we could do. One idea is that we take our setup here and we send it in the mail. Mail. To other couples that we're friends with that are also already creating content and ask them to do their own episode.
That'd be fun.
So, like, I was thinking, like, Rhian and her husband, it would just be, I just think it would be so much fun. And then we could post them on this channel. So, like, I was thinking Rhian and her husband, Jessica and her boyfriend. Obviously, it'll have to wait until we're not doing the stay in place thing. Who else? Maybe it would be cool if Jay Kissa would be. I don't think Jay Kissa even realizes that the show exists. But
I don't think so either.
No, and I don't blame her. Why would she? But I think that would be fun. I'm just thinking of all the couples that we know.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking that, maybe we could give them a theme of something, like a couple different ideas to talk about.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, because originally the concept for this was to talk about our relationship.
Yeah.
And to discuss like challenges that we'd been through and like how we fix them and
like self-improvement in regards to that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I still want to do that, but I think that would fit better into my other title, which is, this is obviously coffee and tea. And I was thinking gin and whiskey, which is basically this show in reverse, where we sit down at nighttime.
I like how that makes it in reverse.
Yeah. Well, opposite.
Yeah. I like how in reverse would imply we start with thanks for joining us. And then
we start with the end and work our way backward.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Anyway, we sit down, you have a gin, I have some whiskey or whatever, right? Like,
yeah.
It's at night and we talk about our relationship. But when we've tried to do episodes like that, it just, maybe it's because we're trying too hard. Maybe it's because we think too much about it. And then I don't know what it is, but the conversation just seems to not flow very well.
Yeah.
And we haven't quite worked out the kinks on that yet. But along those same lines, maybe some of the questions we could give people are like about their relationship and how they work through it. And, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it could also just be random, weird, funny things. And then, but at least some sort of format so that they get this box in the mail and then maybe we have like the questions written out on a card.
That reminds me of, like 2 years ago, the Valentine's Day package Lesh sent out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was like questions that you would ask each other. It was really cute.
It was really cute. And we had a ton of fun making that video.
Yeah.
Very similar in concept to that.
Yeah.
I don't know why that appeals to me so much, but it does. I just think it would be so fun. I'd love the concept of having guests on here.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next idea.
Okay.
this one is a little more complicated because we'll need some different gear. And that is to actually have a guest on during, but not physically here.
Yeah.
And they make the Rodecaster Pro, which is a different audio recorder than the one we're using now.
Okay.
And it's like $600. It's on our Amazon wish list. But again, like I said last time we talked about our Amazon wish list, right now there are a lot more things you can spend your money on than buying stuff for us.
Yeah.
So, but in the future, this episode will hopefully be heard by other people. And if we don't have one by the time you're hearing this in 2021, and this virus is long gone, there'll still be better things you can spend your money on, but I'll feel less guilty about. Anyway, it has a function where you can just plug your phone into it.
Okay.
But it also has a Bluetooth feature. So we can call somebody and then their call will come through our headphones and be recorded through the recorder. And then we can talk back to them with our mics, just like a radio show.
Yeah.
And that is very exciting to me, to be able to have somebody on the phone and just be able to have kind of a similar, just hang out and talk with them, have a conversation.
Would we be able to like FaceTime with them so we could see them? Because I feel like that would just add so much. Even like, I'm not saying that the audience would see them, but we would see them. Or would it have to be a phone call?
I would imagine that we could.
Okay.
I'm sure it's doable.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we could, yes. I think the answer is yes, it's doable. We'd have to see how it feels.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think the only place for it to be would be, like, here. And this is weird, but I don't know that I would want to do a show where we're both sitting and looking there, and then there's this thing on the table. And like,
yeah,
I don't know.
true.
Plus, there'd probably be a lag. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think it's doable. I'm open to exploring it as an option.
Okay.
Sorry,
yeah, just a random idea.
This is something I'm working on, is that I have a problem with, like, when I hear an idea, or even when I come up with an idea, it's not, it does not exclude myself. I have a tendency to be like, well, here are all the reasons why it wouldn't work. And I think I'm generally really good at not letting that stop the idea flowing. But yeah, sometimes it just gets me and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
But I'm open to it because maybe it would be. I guess my thought is that it could take so much away from this, like our interaction, and make it so much about looking at the screen and talking to it. And I think I also really like the idea of it being more of like a radio show vibe.
Okay. That's fine. It's just a passing idea.
I mean, so one thing I was thinking, though, sort of similar, would be if we do it with people who have cameras, that they could record themselves and then I could put them on the screen. But with how we shoot this, I don't know that would really be doable. Anyway, let's think on it. Let's
just
talk
ideas.
more about it. Yeah, and maybe who knows how it'll end up being, but I'm definitely open to it. It's too early in the idea phase to shut down any idea. So, yeah, maybe that's what we do. Maybe we FaceTime them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that would be so fun. I love that the Rodecaster has that as an option, because as it is right now, I don't think there's any way for us to feed. I could try feeding my phone into this and seeing what happens. I mean, that would be great. I don't think it'll work, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll give it a shot today. Do some tests.
Yeah, see what happens.
So those are the two main ideas that I've come up with as far as, like, what else I think we could do with this show.
Yeah, I think those are good ideas.
Yeah. And obviously it would be great to have guests in person, but the there's even if we're not doing a stay-at-home thing, there's just so many logistics there that make it so complicated and really limit it to people who are in our immediate vicinity
that would be willing to be here
that would be
6 a.m.
Yeah, that would be exactly willing to be here by 6 a.m. I mean, we could probably move the time for them.
It's me doing a shrinking window of options.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably only 2 or 3 people that live in the state of Utah that I would want to be on the show anyway. That we know personally. Like, there's people that I would want to meet and do, and I think at least we don't have very many friends out here. Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So, anyway, those are the ideas that I have for going forward. I would love to hear your ideas if you come up with any over the next couple days.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be a ton of fun. I think it would be cool to do one like with our parents. Like I would absolutely love to like ship a microphone or something to your mom. And then, I mean, if we had the Roadcaster, we could just call her, and that would be the easiest option.
Yeah.
But since we don't right now, the other options would be figuring out a way to get your mom on the show from Oregon, and let's just talk about tiny baby Tashi.
Oh, no.
I just think that would be so insightful into who you are.
Oops, sorry.
It's fine. You punched the microphone. It's fine. Yeah, who you are. How you got this way.
How I got this way.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun to do with your dad, too.
Yeah.
Especially because those two humans in contrast to one another, I think would be fascinating to see Tashina pulled these character attributes or, personality traits. Is this making you super uncomfortable?
A little, yeah.
Because your whole body language has changed. You're like fiddling with your hair, punching the microphone, looking down.
Yeah, it's making me uncomfortable. Sorry.
I mean, we could do it with my parents too.
Yeah.
I don't know how entertaining my parents are. I just feel like your parents would be much more like game for it. Like they'd be like, yeah, let's do this. This will be fun for whatever reason. And I feel like my parents would be like, like that's how my dad would be, and then my mom would be like, no.
I like that that's your impression of your mom.
Is it gonna go on the internet? Yeah, Mom, it's a video podcast. It's for the vlog. Do people actually watch it? Not really, like 80 to 100 people. Do I have to talk? Yeah, that would be the basic premise of the show, Mom. That's why I'm asking if you want to be on the show where we talk about stuff. Maybe your dad should do it. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right, well, you want to wrap us up?
Yeah.
You want to wrap us up like tiny little kittens and little blankets, little burritos?
Oh, burritos are my favorite. I love making Junie into one. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope that you have a good day.
We love you.
Thanks for spending time with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.